So in this video, we're going to talk about the top 5 mods that you should do on your 2015 up WRX. Actually, it might end up being more than 5. I don't know, we'll see. But this is just coming off straight off the top of my head. So let's do this.
Ryan Little.
Breakfast was good. So keep in mind, this is just my opinion as far as top 5 mods. Your opinion may differ from mine, but hey, that's okay. All right, so the first out of my top 5 mods that you should do on your 2015 up WRX is gonna have to be wheels and tires. Now, not only will wheels and tires change the whole look of your car, as you can see, I have the stock 17s, which I'm itching to get rid of, but it's also a gateway to allowing you to run a much wider tire and also to get rid of the stock Dunlops, which is actually an okay tire from the factory. Not the best, but there are better tires out there that will help you maximize the performance capabilities of your WRX. Now, Pilot Super Sports is a total upgrade from the Sport Max, but I know a lot of people are running cheaper tires like the V12 Evos, which I think, in my honest opinion, which I've had before, is a downgrade from the stock Dunlop tires. But anyways, totally different video. So wheels and tires, not only that, it also allows you to run bigger brakes. Of course, these are 17s. If you want to run a bigger brake kit in the future, you're going to be limited by the size of the 17-inch rim. So wheels and tires mainly, especially, only because now you can maximize the handling capabilities of the WRX. So wheels and tires is my first when it comes to top 5 mods. All right, so the next mod on my list is gonna be a rear sway bar. Now, in my honest opinion, I think the rear sway bar often gets heavily overlooked because 1, you can't see it, and 1, you can't really feel it unless you're at the limits. This is off the Impreza, but the WRX is pretty much the same sway bar, just a tad thicker. But if you want to take away some of that understeer, of course there are other factors that will help eliminate or reduce some of that understeer, such as tire pressure, alignment, and all that stuff. But that's a cheap and easy way to give your car better handling characteristics and more response when it comes through turns when you are at the limit, which goes along with the tires. You see where I'm getting at here? So, and a lot of people are gonna say, you know, springs and all that stuff. Well, I don't really recommend springs on this platform. That's gonna be a whole different video, and I'm gonna explain why I don't recommend drop springs. Instead of just go with a quality coilover at the beginning. Now, next on the list is what I call the stage 1 basic brake upgrade. Now, if you do any type of performance driving, whether it's track autocross or spirited canyon runs, brakes are a definite upgrade. Now, when I talk about a stage 1 upgrade, I'm talking about pads, lines, and fluid. Now, the reason why I say all that is because, now these are my autocross pads. Now, the reason why I say that is because when I first bled my brakes, there was air in the system, and I know something didn't feel right as far as the brakes, so I went and bled it, replaced it with Motul RBF 600 fluid, and it's been working just fine. Lines will give you better brake feel, better brake modulation as far as braking goes, and of course, you know, a better brake compound is going to help you better as far as, it's going to take some of the heat a lot better. Obviously, this is not a big brake kit, so you're still going to be limited as far as your track time. Now, if you're fine, if you don't do any of that, now stock pads will do you just fine, or the basic stop techs will do you just fine. But if you want to do some track driving or autocross driving, you're going to need a more aggressive pad, just like these Hawk HP Plus pads, which are, in my opinion, are a great, awesome pad, great initial bite, but they are very hard on rotors. So next mod is going to be the Accessport. I know this is a cliche mod that everyone says that you should do, but I have to agree with them. Now, the Accessport is the gateway mod that will allow you to enter the tuning world. Whether you want to use the stock maps, get an E-Tune or a Pro Tune, it will really make a big difference, especially when it comes to adding more power and getting rid of that damn rev hang. So not only that, the Accessport also offers, you know, a few other luxuries, such as allowing you to monitor your engine parameters in real time, which has actually saved me a few times when I loaded up my car with some bad gas. But more on that later, different story. But also, it also has some other features such as flat foot shifting and launch control if you want to use those every once in a while, which I've done before. So if you want to know what the Accessport does, I'm pretty sure you can find a bunch of information on the interwebs.
Gotta be bumping.
to a different car. Next mod, in my honest opinion, which is one of the mods that you must have, especially if you're looking for power, is a Jpipe. Now, I know a lot of people go a different route and get catback exhaust first, but you know, in my honest opinion, I think you should get a Jpipe first. Yes, I know people want to get an exhaust, you know, they want to hear the engine, you know, be in the scene, etc., whatever, but the true bottleneck of the exhaust system lies within the Jpipe with its catalytic converters that are in there. And not only that, Jpipe will give you a hell of a lot more power than just a switch of hands, than just a catback exhaust alone, which you'll probably see minimal gains without a Jpipe anyways. So, and it'll also give you more time to decide on which catback you want to go through, because I know people sometimes they go through multiple different catbacks just to finally decide on which one they want. So there you go, Jpipe it is. I don't know, this is going to be more than 5. I already fucking know it. So the next mod I highly suggest is a top mount or a front mount intercooler. Front mount or top mount, whichever your end goals are for the car as far as power modding. It's going to be better than the stock top mount intercooler, which is very puny, very restrictive, and really chokes up at high RPMs. So if you want your tuner to maximize the potential of the power when you're doing your E-Tune or a Pro Tune, you gotta get an intercooler. It is a must-have. So now that you have your Jpipe installed, one thing that you're gonna need is a very cheap mod, is an electronic boost control solenoid. I got one, it's from Grimspeed. It's a very popular one. A lot of people have this, excellent results. Whether it's a Pro Tune or an E-Tune, this will allow the tuner to help regulate some of that boost. If you have a catalyst, it's gonna help even greater. It'll help some of that boost creep or some of that boost spikes. You know, there is a possibility if you do a catalyst, you know, boost spike, boom, there goes your engine. So $100, cheap insurance, especially if you have a catalyst Jpipe, which is what I have. I only got it for like 300 bucks, so good deal. So next on the list is gonna be a tune. Now, whether you use the Cobb Accessport, preloaded maps, an E-Tune or a Pro Tune, I've used them all, and my recommendation is to go with a Pro Tune. Now, a Pro Tune is a way to go if you want the tuner to maximize the full potential of your engine with its supporting mods. I've had an E-Tune, and going from an E-Tune from a Pro Tune, to me it is a night and day difference. I did have an E-Tune before. That was way back then. That was when I had Blake from Blake's Garage review my car. It was a really shitty tune. Well, I shouldn't say shitty, but let's just say that it wasn't at the full potential. There was a lot less knocks. I know there's the usual knocks with the negative 141, which is phantom knocks, totally normal, which is fine, but I was getting a lot of knocks with the E-Tune, and you just cannot replicate the results of a Pro Tune with an E-Tune. The amount of runs and the amount of time the tuner took to Pro Tune my car and fine tune the parameters. There's just no way you can do it. Otherwise, you'll be doing hundreds of logs. So next on the list, now that you have all that done, you want to take your car to a track day or autocross day. One thing that you really need, now this is no secret, these Subarus are known to run hot. I highly recommend, if you're doing longer than 20-minute sessions, I don't know if they do 30-minute sessions at tracks no more like they used to way back in the day, but I highly recommend an oil cooler. An oil cooler will help you in the long run. It will help save your engines. These engines run hot just driving on the freeway in 70-degree weather. I mean, now imagine when you're pushing a car at a track for 20 or 30 minutes at a time. Those are my top, can't even remember how many mods I mentioned. So those are the top mods that I recommend for your 2015 WRX. Now, keep in mind, I didn't include some of the visual mods in this video. That's going to be a separate video. So if there's anything that I forgot to mention or anything you don't agree with, please comment below. So over my 2 years of ownership modding these cars and helping people mod their cars, this is just my opinion on what you should do, the steps that you should take if you want to modify your car and potentially take it out to the racetrack or canyon carve, whatever you name it. You want to do performance things, in other words. So I really appreciate you guys watching, the support. But anyways, once again, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. You guys are great. Stay tuned. I got some more cool videos. I don't know if you guys noticed a different car I'm driving today. Anyways, talk to you guys later. Bye.